Hello everyone and welcome to game number 10 of Mini LCS Customs Fun Games as I've named it. We are coming straight off the back of game number 9 where we did have Slimzy on the Aurelia top lane go 25-4 and earn himself that MVP spot and push that tiebreaker 4-4 in favour of Team A or Team 1, now one game up. And as we go into game number 10, we have Slimzy starting off first place again here on the blue side, trying to procure that sixth game, maybe push them in lead like they were in earlier games. We have a look at the lineups here. We have a couple new people, as per usual, with quite a few of the long-standing people that have been in the customs. We have Slimzy, Sir Nazam, Agent Cuddles, No I'm Not Vain, who's starting to become a regular here, and Beja Melend, or AJ Awek, however you want to pronounce that, is some African tribal warrior now, so I'm alright. But they are on the blue side, and then we move over to the purple side. We have a couple people that have been in a couple games beforehand, like DVD and Lord Kadriendel, but with, I believe, 3, possibly 2 new people. TG Zormus may have played a game before, but I don't remember if he was in it. If he did, I don't remember him being particularly impactful. So as a result, I am just going to say he's new. And I have 2 people here, one highly anticipated for me at least, and another not so anticipated, but I am hoping to see something come out of him. He's a support player, that's the Thronic. He's Danish guy. That's the best way to put him, really. I hope to see something come out of him. And then Ren, who is a Plat 5 mid laner. I've kind of known him through Threads. I've never really seen him play, though, and this is going to be a prime time for me and everyone else who, if he does participate in the next tournament, see what he can do. We do see Slimzy was kind of hovering over that Aurelia that he got that MVP on last game, but he's decided to go with the Ori instead. Maybe someone else, namely Agent Cuddles, wants that top lane. If I have a look at his team, I'm going to guess Slimzy is already locked in the mid lane, but I would have actually said Slimzy mid as well, normally, just because I know that he likes the Orianna. So Nazam wants to go jungle as per. Adrian Cuddles probably wants to take that Darius up. It hasn't been locked against him here. No, I'm Not Vain is going to want to take that support that we saw him do extremely well on in, I believe it was his first game with a name change where he went with Avery and dominated on Leona. And Beja Melon's just going to want to take AD carry as per usual. His last pick, as per usual, going to try and pick something up that preferably as a counter, but stuck on that blue side, he might not get what he wants. See DVD here hovering over the Victor. Victor versus Orianna. We have seen a lot of Victor play recently in the LCS. Bjergsen, namely, bringing it out 2 games in a row, and a couple other people following it up. And Victor is a really kind of obscure champion for me. I don't quite understand what he does, really. I know he's got high burst. I know he's got good DPS with his ulti, and I also know that he doesn't really have as many item slots as everyone else, so it's kind of a struggle for him in terms of items, but he does have good kind of spikes with the Hex Core. I believe it's called the Hex Core, might be wrong though. We do also see TG Zormus here locking up the AD carry position. Now that I've just seen this is actually kind of a little bit suckish for me, because I really did want to see Ren in the mid lane. But DVD has proven himself to be an alright mid laner in the past 2 times he's played it. I believe he played Nidalee, but it was in jungle. But Nidalee is also very transitional as a champion. She can play mid, she can play jungle, she can play top. So we saw him be pretty proficient on that. And then secondly, we saw him bring out, I believe it was Zed mid against Lodge's LeBlanc and didn't actually lose lane. So, you know, I'm not going to question how good he is in the mid lane right now. We will see how he does against Slimzy. And as I expected with Agent Cuddles, he has picked up that Darius. Hopefully he's listened to me saying on countless occasions, Ignite, please. Torrens Blade, please. I want to see you do some super aggressive stuff. I don't want to see this, I take TP and then TP back to lane stuff. Like, that's not as effective for me. We also see Nezam. He was talking to me before this game and actually said he was going to take Annie jungle, and I was a bit there like, if you get flamed, don't blame me. I don't understand Annie jungle. As far as I'm concerned, she's too squishy, her attack speed is way too slow, and attack speed runes wouldn't fix that, so she's not going to get any good like on-hit stuff. Her burst isn't going to be good because you kind of want sustained damage, especially in your first clear. and Lee Sin does all of those things considerably better than Anita. So I'm very happy to see that he is on that Lee Sin. Maybe we'll see him make some plays. We've seen him make plays on Gragas before. Note is banned. I haven't really talked about the bans this game, really. I've kind of gone off on one and talked about all these other players. And here we have, on the purple side, we do have the Talon and Thresh lock-ins. Now this is interesting. I'm starting to think that it may actually be a Victor top, because Triceran has got the Ignite and DVDVD has the Teleport. So unless they're going to swap, then I have to believe that it is going to be a Talon mid. And Talon mid versus Oriana is an interesting one. I'm not too sure how that works out. And as for the Thresh and Draven lane, that is got a lot of strong early game potential. They're really going to want to get a hook and, like, or actually they could play it one of two ways. They can play it really conservatively and let him build up the League of Draven even stacks. And from there, just kind of blow one person up at some point after he gets BF sword and cash in. Or they could just go for that full ham. Go over to the blue side here, and we do see the bot lane has been locked in here. No, I'm not vain on Blitzcrank and Kalista. Was going to call it Kalitzcrank, but then I was like, there is a name for this. It's like, I don't know, man. I remember there being a name that they kind of gave it in LCS because Blitz and Kalista is a real good combo. You can throw them into a team and get like a really big AoE silence. And then also just, I think he's just very strong with Kalista, and I mean, but to be fair, Kalista is such a strong AD carry that it's kind of hard to say that she has a really bad person to lane with. She's so dominant in the early game with Rend, and she just offers so much as an ADC. So it's kind of difficult to really be like, yeah, Blitzcranking Kalista is the best Kalista bot lane. Because, I mean, well, for example, we've actually seen Benjamin on another support on another support champion who did amazingly. It was Morgana, and the synergy with them two is amazing because you have the Kalista ult which throws Morgana into their team. She knocks them up. She soul shackles, and then they can't move and they can't really do anything. And now all of them are going to want to burn flash or get locked up in a few seconds. Last pick here from the purple team after having that top lane, mid lane, AD carry and support locked in is the Maokai, which is interesting. We haven't seen Rek'Sai, there we go, Rek'Sai being picked up here. We do see the other two being banned away, the kind of trifecta of junglers in the current meta right now. No Rek'Sai here, Maokai and the Lee Sin. In terms of purple team, I would say that Maokai was probably the better pickup for the jungle than what Rek'Sai would have given, because while Rek'Sai can get tanky later on in the game, Maokai is inherently tanky, and Maokai will be a lot stronger in terms of what he can take damage-wise in the kind of level 6 through like 11 area in comparison to Rek'Sai. While he might not deal that much damage, in comparison, I mean, he does actually deal quite a lot of damage, but if you think about it, in jungle, he's not going to get to build the items he wants to get that damage. He can't get Rod of Ages. He has to go with the Cinderhulk, because if he went Magus, he would put himself behind. He wouldn't be as tanky as he wants to be, and this whole Maokai pick, I assume, is literally just for the purpose of give us a tank and give us someone who can initiate hard. And then if we look on the side of blue team, then they don't even really have a massively hard engage either. I guess they have the ball delivery system with Lee Sin, but that is going to require some serious mechanical kind of prowess on San Azam's part. He's going to have to be able to land every, I believe it's resonating strike, and fly in, be able to ward jump into their team after that, because there's a chance that even though he flies in, he's not going to be in the optimal position, so he's going to have to optimize his position at every point while keeping track of the fact, is Slimsy's ball still on me? And I mean, this game hasn't been published, and it won't be. This game is going to be game number 10, but the game that just passed that I couldn't release because of this sounds really stupid because I was in the game and I lost, and I know I was like, I ain't never playing again, boys, 100% win rate. But essentially what ended up happening was that I was Jarvan and we had an Ori, and I went in, but I didn't keep track of the ball on me, and as a result, I ended up losing the ball, and because I lost the ball, the whole team fight fell apart, and we ended up losing pretty hard from actually a quite advantageous point. We were actually quite far ahead in the game at the time. But less about that. Let's talk more about the team comp on the blue side here. As I said, that engage is quite heavily reliant on Nezam here. Blitzcrank can land a hook, and Callista can throw Blitz in. But I would personally have preferred that to be a re-engage tool, not a start the fight tool, because you kind of remove half of the element of the ultimate when you do that. You remove the element of being able, sorry about that, my PC was just like bing, and I was like, shit, something is going wrong. I just need to sort out these names real quick. They're really wonky and I didn't get a chance to when we were in Champion Select. They're not as bad as they usually are though, which is definitely a good thing. Got a bit distracted there, my bad. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, blue team, engage tools. You have Agent Cuddles on the Darius again. His E could be an engage tool of sorts, but he's gonna have to flash in an E, and then there's a cast time, so people can flash out. And there was a bit of a discussion. I don't remember if it was on the page or on Reddit recently, but I do remember there was a kind of Darius discussion going on about, oh, but if you flash away after he starts the cast, then he still pulls you in, so it doesn't matter. It's still kind of an instant cast. It just takes a second to work, and you burn your flash for nothing, thinking you get away. But that's not true, because once he casts, if you flash sideways, you flash to the left or the right of him, you will escape. Whereas if you flash to the, whoa. If you flash forward or behind him, that is when oh, obviously if you flash forward, then you may dodge the ability entirely, but that would be stupid. Or it wouldn't be stupid if you could do it, but it would require a lot more than what I would be thinking of if I was in that situation. But flashing away from him, forward, in the cone, will still get you nabbed. So I guess that may be an engage tool, but I wouldn't call it reliable. Just sorting these guys out. There we go. Yeah, it is the Victor top. Talk about that kind of lane. I guess Victor versus Darius is probably quite beneficial for the Victor, although he has no flash. Not that anyone knows that, because there's no vision on the red side for Team 1 or Team A. Understandable though. Oh, he knows he's there, and he gets that free damage there. Slimzy seems to just be fine though. He's not going to burn anything for that. That'd be a waste of a pot. And probably also a waste of a B. So, understandably, everyone's just gonna leave it, let it go. But yeah, as I was saying, the top lane matchup, excluding the fact that DVD doesn't have a flash, because if Agent Cuddles knew that, he could take control of the lane, and he could ultimately kind of like win the lane in the earlier levels, and then maybe snowball that, but because he hasn't got knowledge of that, I don't think he's going to play accordingly. And we can see he's gone for the defensive start again on the Doran Shield, which is okay. But it means that he isn't going to get control of this lane in the early levels, and the range advantage for DVD, plus he is going to be doing quite a bit of damage with his Death Ray. I believe it's called a Death Ray, I'm not 100% sure. Actually, he started Q here, and we do see Agent Cuddles take a lot of DVD's health here. That definitely worked out there for him, and maybe I was wrong, and maybe Darius is gonna take control of this lane. He is 4 CS up right now. Got almost that whole wave in comparison to none of it on the side of Victor. But we'll move on from the top lane matchup here and talk maybe about the jungle matchup. We have Lee Sin, who is an early aggressive jungler, who really wants to get snowballing and really wants to try and make plays and make something happen. And then we have Maokai on the other hand, who is weak in the early game, has nice ganks, but doesn't need to do them because he can wait and he can sit back and let the game play out as long as his team isn't falling behind too far, because if his team does fall behind too far, he's gonna struggle to try and bring them back in. But if everyone is fine, or if people are ahead, he is going to be a monster because he's going to get to sit back, farm, occasionally gank, and then just be a tank. Do you know what I mean? That's what he picked this Maokai in for. He picked it to be a tank, and he wants it to do that, and he definitely can do that, especially with his setup. As long as his lanes win, he will be fine for that. Whereas I think there is a lot more kind of pressure on Sanazam's shoulders here in terms of his role in his team. He's not going to just be a face tank. He is kind of going to be responsible for if Ori is going to survive this lane, because Ori, while is seemingly beating Trisuren, although the farm is actually equal, you can see like he's got the aggressive kind of positioning in the lane. He's pushing him out and he's forcing him back and making him burn his sustain for pretty much nothing, because I don't think that Slimzy has used a pot yet. Once Talon hits 6, he could actually kill Slimzy pretty easily. Let me actually have a quick look at how much armor Slimzy has got. 43. That's alright. Here we go. The kind of, you see the damage coming out, and Trisuren's now got control of this lane. Slimzy can't really stick around. He's like a third, if not less, mana, and Trisuren's just sitting there like pretty fine. It's whatever. Has to chug a pot to try and keep himself alright here. Do you see Kedrendo coming in here for a gank? Doesn't have a lot of mana here though. Cuddles burns that flash to get out of the force fieldy thing of Victor's. Let me go and brush up on this guy's abilities names. It is Siphon Power is his Q, Gravity Field, there we go, and it is the, oh my god, allow it, just stick, Death Ray, yeah, okay, cool, I was right, it is a Death Ray. Cuddles is getting confident here. We do see Nezam coming around this side, doesn't land the Q. His Q is Sonic Wave and then Resonating Strike. Okay, so it's Sonic Wave. I will remember that. This is kind of interesting. I think this is, although the level advantage is in favor of Kedrendo here, I would say this is actually in favor of Nezam, because he's getting that early pressure that he wants out. And Kedrendo's just so he can't really fight. They know that it's warded, but I guess the purple team know it's warded too, because they've probably seen that pink. Well, Thronic comes out with the hook there, almost lands it, but it doesn't quite connect. Whew, I've talked a lot about the top half of this map right now. I'm probably going to move along. Mid lane, I kind of brushed on it, but oh, here we go. Misses the rocket grab there. In a bit of bad position. Thronic flashes into a death sentence. They do drop Vayne pretty low, or Blitz technically, but we'll call him Vayne because it's the shorter version of his actual name. And that's an interesting trade there. We do get one flash for one flash. Draven and Kalista still sitting on theirs, but heal was burnt for the Kalista in comparison to still sitting on both sums for the AD carry here. I do believe it is TG's almost. The kind of the lane dynamic in the bot lane is a bit difficult for me to talk about because I'm not too sure how. Oh, here we go, fight in the top. Does get locked up here by the gravity field. Is gonna walk away. DVDVD is pretty low though in terms of mana. He can't use his abilities, so that means that he's definitely weaker right now. And No, I'm Not Vayne has got real positional issue here. He walked forward because he saw Cadreno there, and it looks like Draven's gonna get a cash in here. Vegemelon's gonna keep just walking away. Thronic was trying to do something there, but I don't think he landed the death sentence, or else they would have gotten a double kill. And with that, we can see that they're roughly like they're a gold ahead, 1k gold ahead right now. Vegemelon isn't too afraid for some reason. I would say that's actually misplaced trust in himself, but maybe he's okay. Both of them here are 6 in the mid lane, and we do kind of see a fight breaking out. Trisuren walks away with the bad end of that trade, although he has he's got kind of the item advantage in a sense because he's got a brutalizer, which kind of coin for coin, if you will, gives him I'd say the edge over what Slimzy has bought in terms of boots, which I guess movement speed is good for him. He will be able to get out of Trisuren's range that little bit better and that little bit easier. But he doesn't have CDR, which is something that we know Talon is brilliant with. His ulti is already on a ridiculously low cooldown. With CDR, he's going to just be burning it everywhere, which is going to be definitely helpful in lane. And we have Nezam coming in, misses the Resonating Strike, tanks a turret shot, makes it 2, and gives a free kill over to the Talon. With the CS already in favor of Talon, that doesn't spell good things for... Oh, here we go. Rocket Grab lands, hits him with the punch, exhaust comes out, burns the shockwave, doesn't quite connect, and they're gonna go for the dive. Second kill here for Triceran, and he's under turret. No ulti, double kill. That is 3 kills in the space of a minute onto that Talon. I wouldn't say that that was his great play, though. He didn't play that particularly well. He just let them make mistakes and picked up on it. Slimsy kind of followed because he thought, yeah, we can get this kill. This is going to work out. And then it didn't work out, and he ended up dying for it. And then Noam Vane went under the turret to try and secure the final kill, and that ended up getting him killed as well. And now we have a Talon who's in a prime position to just blow up anyone. Namely Kalista, though. Kalista's pretty behind Draven now because Draven got to cash in, which puts them both at their BF spike, and I would argue that Draven's BF spike is better. But I guess we'll see what happens. The sustained damage is definitely on the side of Kalista, but for sheer burst, with that double Q stack, 2 auto attacks off of Draven will definitely do more damage than like a spear and 1 or a spear and 2 auto attacks from Kalista. And Kalista has a hard time dodging skill shots, in my opinion, in the early game, because of the way that they changed that passive. We have a quick skirmish here in the mid lane, tries to dealing a lot of damage. You can see both of the components of his Last Whisper here, or potentially Tiamat. I would assume Last Whisper, just because that would be so much armor reduction, it would be unbelievable. But maybe it's Tiamat for the extra wave clear. Oh, rocket grab here onto Fronic. Fronic instantly burns his exhaust, box comes out. Zormus is doing crazy damage there onto the Kalista, and Locadriendo comes in, gonna stop Vayne from getting away. Meanwhile, off screen, Triceran picks up a 4th and Rampage kill here onto the Orianna, and things are not quick, no, they're not slowly, they're actually quite quickly spiraling out of control of Team 1's hands, really. It is now 3 nearing 4k gold in favor of Team B here. Agent Cuddles is the only person in a kind of advantageous position, and even at that, he's really not. DVD has his flash now, he has his TP, he has a lot of damage, and he has the HP advantage right now. So you can see Agent Cuddles keeps getting smashed by Death Ray after Death Ray, and is struggling to try and cope with it. Doesn't seem as though this is going to get donated over to Orianna, and we actually see Triceran has this warded and is going to try and pick him up a kill, and does get himself a kill, 5th kill here. He's definitely showing exactly why I wanted to see him, 5-0 right now. And I mean, I will argue that the first 3 kills weren't really great play by him, but, you know, he's clearly made something of it. He's made it work for him, and now he's extended that lead from 3-0 that was gifted to him to 5-0, and we're going to see what he can do in team fights in a few minutes, hopefully, unless he decides to play that split push game. If he does go for the Tiamat, the split push will definitely be worth it, because no one on Team A can fight him. 1v1, probably not even 2v1. DVD cockily, if cockily is really a word, I'm not too sure about that one, kind of being here, and he's going to get himself killed, and that does bring Team A onto the board here. Rocket grab connects onto Thronic, pulls him in, but I'm not too sure it's worthwhile. Flashes over the wall, does try to death sentence, there we go. Ulti coming out here from both Kalista and the Talon, but it kind of worked out for Talon a little bit more here. Gonna pick himself up a double kill on a roam, 7-0, 70% kill participation, definitely making it work for him here. And earlier on, I didn't actually mention it, but they did actually pick up a dragon. So right now they have, no, they don't have turret advantage. Turret advantage is literally the only thing they don't have right now, but they have kill advantage by a mile, they have gold advantage, they have dragon advantage, and they have a Talon that's spiking way too far out of control right now, so it's going to be very difficult for them to lose grip of this game. Their team fight is arguably better, excluding the ball delivery from Nezam and Ori, but I don't know, we have a fight up in the top lane. That's going to be a dead Darius. He does flash out of the storm, I believe it's called like Maelstrom or something, but he doesn't seem to die. Death Ray does connect, but he gets away with a slither of health, and I'm going to check. I want to call it Slicing Maelstrom, but I know that's not right. Oh, it's Chaos Storm. There we go. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, though, we did have a pickup kill there from, I believe it was, or a pickup turret kill, really, from the Draven and Thresh, evening up that turret advance, well, yeah, pretty much equaling the turrets now. So they're definitely miles ahead here in terms of gold. They are about 4k, yeah, over 4.5k or so, and they really want to try and take down this mid turret now. If you think about it logically, with the assassin on their team, they are going to want to take down that mid turret because they shut down so much vision for Team A and make them have to invest so much more in wards. And we have AJA getting real caught out here. Cadriendo blows him up pretty bad, and we do have Tri-Suren coming around the side. Picks that up, puts himself on legendary. Is this going to be a double kill? Yes, it is. 9-0. And I was right about the Tiamat there. He has gone straight for that, and still up. A little bit of damage there from Slims. He's not going to do too much, though. He's 2 levels above his enemy laner right now, so Orianna is a bit kind of conservative about this. You can see she's actually rushing the Sonya's. There we go. Completely forgot what that was called. I don't know. I'm really not paying attention today, am I? We take stock here. We're nearly at 50 minutes, and if we have a look at like CS standings, we can see clearly Talon was going to have the CS advantage because he's just so far ahead in kills that Ori can't even contest. Top lane CS is actually in favor of Victor, even though the kills are in favor of the Darius, who seems to be going for the cleaver and is sitting in this bush waiting for DVD to come a little bit closer, but he doesn't. He kind of just probably sussed it out, left it. We have a rocket grab here onto TG's almost. Gonna try and maybe get a shutdown here. He is 3-0, but luckily Dark Passage was there and keeps him safe. The Resonating Strike did actually land, but it would have been a foolish decision and a fatal one if he did actually follow up. This game is just way too out of control right now for Team A. They kind of really want to sit back and try and not lose anything for a few minutes. That should be their plan, to lose as little as they can. Not win, but lose as little as they can. Like, they don't want to win as much as they can here in these situations. They just want to make sure that their losses are minimal. Because if their losses are minimal, then they will slowly be able to crawl back in this. They have a really strong team fight, and we do see, there we go, that shockwave comes in. Kalista is going to get blown up straight away by Tri-Suren, while Slimsy tried to make something happen, but Cadriendo had that flash, and then Tri-Suren gets a double kill here, blowing up Blitzcrank. Nezam tries, but doesn't get enough damage here, and is just kind of upset there. Slimsy does get that empowered auto attack because of his passive, and picks up Cadriendo, who was kind of playing a bit risky, if I'm being honest. The heal comes out here from the Draven. Luckily, Slimsy was around to pick up that kill onto Thronic, made possible by the Lee Sin landing the Resonating Strike. But overall, that trade was, I mean, let's be honest. There is going to be no single trade in this game that is going to be solely in favor of Team A right now. There is just no way that they're going to get a good fight that is going to be 5-0 for them at this current moment in time, unless Team B completely throw. Like, unless they do something ridiculous, like try to take Baron in the next 3 minutes, and well, it's almost 3 minutes until it spawns, but then they're all like half health when they try, do you know what I mean? And then, ooh, Darius happens to walk around and cues them for a pentakill. Like, that is literally the most ridiculous, like, that is the probably only chance we have of having an extremely positive trade in the Team A camp right now. Although we do have Agent Cuddles trying to make something happen here for his team. Does walk under turret for no reason though, and does quite a lot of damage to DVD, but doesn't quite finish the job, and that shield is going to secure Victor's survival. That kind of spells bad things, doesn't it? The only lane that isn't losing very hard just had a really bad 1v1. I'm going to talk about Victor's items, really. I mean, if he was mid lane, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have itemized like this, but he has gone for that Rod of Ages just for a little bit more beefiness. Because he is that top lane, kind of, I guess he wants to be a somewhat off-tank, but primarily damage related. So, you know, the Rod of Ages is definitely a good purchase for him. Oh, Fate's Call coming in there for Kalista, throws the blitz straight in. Hook comes here from around the wall though, and that is a shut, no, it's not actually a shutdown, it's just a kill, but Cadriendo on the other side of the wall does get killed by Slimsy and, no, not Vayne here. Zormus is going to get kept safe by that gravity field, or is he? Flash Q from Cuddles is going to shut him down. Dark Passage keeps DVD safe here, and that could spell the end of that fight. Nope, no, I'm not vain. Gets himself caught out real bad here. Pharaonic flashes in, flays Slimzy towards him. Gravity field is going to knock up to, or it stuns them. Slimzy's kind of like, I don't know, I'm here. Cuddles wants to try and make something happen, but they're kind of getting kited, and it's really annoying for them. They could really... Oh, here we go. Pulls him into the pit. E cues him there. But I think DVD is going to keep him safe. They do burn the dissonance here. Pharaonic is really low. He is really unsafe right now. But it looks like DVD is going to pick up Cuddles in response, putting himself on that killing spree. And it's really hard to just take stock of this game. Like, it's not slow, it's really fast. And it's really difficult to try and just kind of step back and be like, okay, cool. This is what's good, this is what's bad, because there's just so much going on. We have there's 19 kills on the enemy team, or on the red side right now, of which we have 12 of those 19 kills all been a part of Talon, and, 12 of the 19. And he has finished off that last Whisper, just for anyone building armor. It looks like, Lee Sin's starting to build it. We've had Seeker's Arm Guard sitting on the Orianna for a while, but she opted to go for Chalice instead. And now the turret advantage is going to start swinging in favor of the red side. Victor picking up that mid turret that I was talking about earlier, where he wants to try and get as much vision as he can, and tries to and gets that E onto Kalista, burns his ult, doesn't even care. It's just that low of a cooldown that he can burn it for one person instantly, doesn't have to worry about it. Picks him off, walks away. It's going to be up in about 50 to 60 seconds. He's just shut Kalista off with this map for a while, and this is going to secure a second turret for them, the inner turret of the mid lane here, pushing them to 2 turrets ahead. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few minutes we do see Triceran come around the kind of solo lane area, kind of go around top maybe, push Agent Cuddles away because he's just that much stronger than the Darius right now. And then just push straight down, try to get 2 turrets there, because who's going to 1v1 him right now? He's so far ahead. And I mean, while his teamfight presence is appreciated and known, I think he could get so much more gold for his team being alone. Because he is he's not solo carrying, but he is carrying pretty hard off of his own back. And he could do that on his own, in a lane, taking turrets. No one could stop him. They would have to send 3-4 people, and then the rest of his team would be able to take more than he could have on his own. And we have a fight here. Blitzcrank gets blown straight up, putting Talon straight back into the kill score there. I mean, he did get shut down a little while ago, but they do pick up Cadriendo again, and as a kind of revenge kill, the Kalista goes down. Death Sentence really nice there onto Cuddles, and Zormus is going to pick that up with an auto attack and cash in just a little bit more gold. He is 7-1 right now, sitting on a 1 item advantage over the Kalista with about the kind of 13 CS lead. And this game is just so far in the hands of Team B right now. It's really difficult to say. They're kind of it's only 22 minutes into this game and they're knocking on an inhibitor turret. They're not going to get it, but the fact that they're so close to it, and I don't see a plan of action for Team A to stop them. If they sent all 5 members down the mid, what could Team A really do to try and defend it properly that wouldn't result in casualties for them, either losing the turret but winning the fight, or losing the fight but keeping their turret, or getting one person for one of theirs, say like if they lose like Blitzcrank for Talon, that would save their turret, but they would still have a casualty, they would still have someone die, and that would be worth it for them, but at the same time they don't want that. What they want is to be able to live. I mean, no one in this game on the blue side has 1 death or less right now. We have 8 deaths, 7 deaths, 2 deaths, 4 deaths, 3 deaths. So it's like they're just struggling to stay alive right now. And that's really difficult. They just lose another turret then. Azam's trying to fight Cadriendo, but he just can't. And this is really bad because Lee Sin is supposed to be this early game strong jungler. He's supposed to be able to kill this Maokai. Maokai is 0-3-10. He has got a CS lead, and I guess he's got that level advantage too, but the time for Lee Sin to dominate Maokai has gone and by, and Maokai is now overall just stronger. He's tankier, he in most circumstances will do more damage, and I'm really confused there. No one even really noticed Cod was past them, and the death sentence, if landed, would have spelled his death. Doesn't quite land, and now Cuddles has decided a really weird kind of entry path, if you will. I mean, I think he's kind of accepted his fate, and he's just going to die here for the killing spree there. To be fair, I didn't actually talk about it, but we did have Victor coming around the side that he would have been walking down, so it would have just been a kill to Victor if it wasn't a kill to the Draven or the Maokai. And then off screen we have another kill. Like, Triceran is 14-1 now. Flash burn here by Vayne, but I don't think it's going to keep him alive. He has... Oh, there we go. Death Sentence connects. Exhaust is over, and that's another kill onto the Talon. This is the first time we've seen Talon in the customs, and I'm kind of afraid that this is going to be the last time we see him in the customs, because no one else really plays him, and this is such a dominating performance that I wouldn't be surprised if it balls out like loads of bans next time this guy plays in the customs. Whew. GG, man. Meanwhile, they have no map control as well. This is something I need to touch on, because I haven't really talked about the map as such. No one's played the map, but because all of the advantages have just gone straight over to the red side. I mean, actually, I can't lie that Triceran did play the map once he had the advantage. He was level 6, he was like 3-0, and then he went down bot and picked up a double kill, and then he got them rolling, and now Draven's 8-1. And, so he did play the map, but everyone else on his team didn't really do very much. Like, Cadriendel didn't really... Oh... Is that a red steal? Nope. Rend picks that up for the Kalista, who is currently 0-7-4, having one of Bejamelon's kind of worst showings so far. Victor is... I have to assume he's baiting this, because he's like, I'm 3 levels ahead of you. Yeah, come fight me. Dragon kick does come out there. Gravity field is going to lock up too. Slimsy does come in with the protect, but I think that is going to be a deadly sin. Don't understand why he just decided to W there into Vayne when he was pretty much safe. Luckily there, he does get away with his life, but it was not for lack of trying to die. And you can see Agent Cuddles did want to come around here and maybe try and pick off Victor, but Victor's just kind of like, you're not gonna find me. I'm off, boys. No one's getting me. You can see now you've got like 4 people coming down here, and you've only got 1 at the turret right now. In the next wave, they're going to try and 4-man push down this. Wouldn't be surprised if Talon tries to kind of go another lane and pick up some turrets. The only remaining inner turret is the 1 down bot lane, so logically he would go down there. And the lane isn't really pushing either side. I think it's going to be slowly pushing for the blue side, which is something they're going to want, because it means that if Team B do pick up any more kills and try to, say, kind of go for a clean sweep of inhibitors. Oh, Vayne is in a bad position here, does land the rocket grab, but he's put himself in between the enemy team here. 2-man shockwave, rampage for Zulmasador. Then we have Triceran go straight in and double kills with his ulti, triple kill afterwards onto the Ori, and that is game. Like, you know, that was like a 4v5, and they were able to just blow everyone up. Done. And they're just burning flashes, they don't care, this game's over, and that is going to equal the score again. Congratulations to Team B, and that is going to spell another tiebreaker. 5-5 for both teams here. Can't say it doesn't hype up the next game, really. It's going to be quite fun to watch. Past that, though, I'm going to say thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.